Hello, everybody, and welcome to the reboot of Superhero Showdown. I know I promised this a few weeks ago, but going forward, there'll be no more hiccups on this channel or on my sister channel as well, which is Chucky's Funhouse for all your horror movie news. But this isn't horror related. This, even though I am wearing a hat, this is a superhero related show. Um, Preface on this, I used to do this show on my other channel, but when I reformatted the channel, I discontinued this. I went for 3 seasons on there, so we're going to start it up. Start it up as good as we can get it right now. So we are going to talk about all the news coming out of the blocks. There's been a lot of news lately. D23 just happened. Endgame is on Blu-ray. There's, of course, the news we got to start with, and that is the Marvel/Disney versus Sony thing that's going on with Spider-Man. Now, a lot of people online are really going the wrong direction with this. There's so many people that are siding with Disney, but Disney's the one that wanted more money, they wanted more control. I've heard rumblings of a new deal coming that would put Venom into the MCU and would be a little bit more fair for Sony. Now, the reason I wanted to bring all this up and actually talk about this, I know there's tons of people that are going to do more in depth than I will. John Campia is one of them. Another one be the Comic Historian. They both have really good viewpoints on the Marvel Disney side. My thoughts are more, this is tearing the fan base apart because you have some people that are going on this side of the coin, some that are with Disney, and it's really making comic book fans go like this and butt heads and smashing through their point, or saying that Marvel Disney needs to have Spider-Man because Spider-Man has never been this most successful. When, in contrary, the two Spider-Man movies that made the most amount of money were not made by the MCU. They were made by Sony for the original Spider-Man 2 and Into the Spider-Verse. Were both highly successful without Marvel. And here's my point. I don't want him to go back to the MCU because they were really trying to push baby Iron Man syndrome, which really ruined, I think, Far From Home for me. Is they were rushing certain things and trying to make him baby Iron Man, and not just make him baby Iron Man, but really not even focusing on the Rogues Gallery or Spider-Man. Like, Far From Home to me was more about Iron Man's gone, Peter's sad about it, but let's keep pushing the fact that Tony gave him stuff. It's a special thing. And to me, Spider-Man's always been good on his own. He doesn't need the MCU. And if they were to focus more on Spider-Man and not worry about the MCU stuff, that would really help out the whole Spider-Man syndrome that's going on. It's really been dividing people, and it kind of sucks. Like, even my niece got caught up in it, and it's bad all around. I'm sure sooner or later that they will strike up a deal, but let's keep this flowing along. Also, what another news that broke, and this broke today, is that Nathan Fillion from Firefly, Slither, among his TV show Castle, has been cast in the new Suicide Squad 2, which is being directed by James Gunn. And then people are wondering, well, who's he going to be? It said starring, but that would be, if it was to say starring, it's starring the Suicide Squad. So it's not one over the other. There's they could cast him to replace the guy who played Rick Flag before, because that was not a good portrayal of Rick Flag. That would be something really good to do. Nathan Fillion could be tons of different roles, and I really am excited for this Suicide Squad. I liked the other one, except for the whole Enchantress thing and Harley Quinn and over half the Joker stuff being ripped apart. I was a fan of that Joker in that one, so I'm hoping Jared Leto can reprise his role as the Joker again for Suicide Squad 2. That would be really good. Also, at D23, we were previous to 3 TV shows. 2 I'm excited for, 1 I'm not. The one I'm not excited for is Miss Marvel Kamala Khan. I know why they're doing it. They want diversity in the Marvel universe, which is why bringing in somebody of, we'll say, Middle Eastern descent to be Miss Marvel. I get why they're doing it, but to me, the shows I'm looking forward to are um, She-Hulk, because I've always liked the character of She-Hulk even more than Hulk, because she's a more interesting character. She doesn't have the ability to turn back into a normal person. She's stuck in Hulk form, but she's a lawyer, so there's a lot of avenues that you could go down with her being a lawyer. And the really cool one that's coming out, Moon Knight. Moon Knight is a violent character. People say discount Batman, but I say he's had different alter egos, different personas. There's a lot they could do with Moon Knight, which would be really cool in my estimation. And so far, some of the stuff that they've announced for Disney Plus and the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward has been pretty interesting. You have WandaVision coming out, which is going to be like a sitcom show. You have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is going to be more, I think, on the lines of like Lethal Weapon with Falcon Arrow and Winter. You have the Hawkeye TV show, which I'm extremely happy about. That should be a good one. Another one that's coming up is the Loki show, which I think has a lot of potential. And then there's cinematic stuff. You got Shang-Chi, which would be pretty good. What If is a way for them to do one-off characters like, say, a Devil Dinosaur or maybe even a Squirrel Girl, because I don't know if they do a Squirrel Girl movie. They might do it with the Secret Avengers. You have the Black Widow movie. I'm not too big on. Never really cared for Black Widow as a character. You have Blade, which I'm super excited for. Blade should be pretty good. But what really intrigues me is X-Men and Fantastic Four, because you could really bring X-Men and Fantastic Four into the forefront, and it could be something very special. You really could, and it's something that should be. I know they could do Fantastic Four right. I know they could do X-Men right, but you got to build up the X-Men to be like a great team. And I think what they should do is go for the 93 team, 92, 93 team. The one from the X-Men animated series from 92, 93 should be really good if they can capture that essence, that ability that's in there. And I think that'd be really good for them to do. MCU going forward seems like they have a plan. There's a new Doctor Strange coming. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Marvel characters. You got Ghost Rider coming to Hulu. Granted, it's not my Ghost Rider. I wish it was Johnny Blaze, but it's not. And they're just doing so much right. And then you have DC. I still don't know what DC's doing with their cinematic stuff. You have Aquaman 2 got pushed back. You have Wonder Woman 84 coming, but I wasn't a fan of the first Wonder Woman. Shazam underwhelmed me, and then they announced that they're doing a Shazam 2. You have rumors came out today that they want to reboot the Justice League movie and do it again. So they're going to do it again without interesting characters. I'm still not on board with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Originally, I would have if they were going to do like a Batman like like early year Batman, but now they're doing it where there's going to be Batman, there's going to be Robin, there's possibility of either Kristen Kristen Stewart being Batgirl. I've heard rumors online of Ariana Grande being Catwoman. There's all this going on, and there's 35 plus movies in development, and none of them have been shot. None of them have been shot. The Flash movie keeps losing directors. The Green Lantern movie, I haven't heard anything about that in a while. I know Birds of Prey is done filming and is in the editing process. But DC just, I don't know what they're doing. It seems like Marvel has all their chicks in a row, their ducks in a row. Then you have DC, who has no idea what they're doing, which sucks because they have their DC streaming service, which I'm a big fan of because it has all the animated, and then some of their animated movies have been really good, except for Hush. And then you have Titan season 2 coming out. Titan season 1 was fucking amazing, and now you have season 2 coming, and that looks really good as well. Bringing in Superboy, Wonder Girl's going to be in there. Looks like Crypto's going to be in there. I thought I might have saw Aqualad in there, but I'm not sure. You can do that pretty well. Young Justice has been doing great. Swamp Thing was really good. It just sucks that they gave it the axe right off the bat. It seemed like Warner Brothers didn't want a horror-esque show on their service, and that's why they canceled it. But DC just doesn't know what they're doing. And right now, with Marvel knocking everything out of the park, the only good thing is right now there's a little bit of a sour taste in people's mouth for it. And I really want something to come out of this where they're able to do it really well. It's give and take. It is so give and take right now. We know the Venom movie's in development. Venom 2, directed by Andy Serkis, and we will have Carnage in there. Venom, possibly Tom Holland Spider-Man, unless a deal is worked out. We're just hope for the best. Morbius is in development now. I would really like for them to do something unique, to just knock it out of the park. DC just needs to come a swinging, and then maybe it will work out really well. So this has been Superhero Showdown, episode 1. This is the rebooted episode, and soon we will get into episode 2 as the new series starts here on the Retro Nerd Showcase.